Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nazira binti Maisa and my matric number is 11700019.
Hi, my name is Siti Wajiha Hasha binti Muhammad Zulkifli. My matric number is 1171325.
Hi, my name is Mahfuzah binti Muhammad Amin.
Hi, my name is Nurul Husna binti Johar.
Hi, my name is Anis Hayati binti Syabuddin. We will discuss about MASM, NASM, TASM and FASM.
Hi, today we are going to share about NetWide Assembler versus Turbo Assembler versus Microsoft Macro Assembler versus Flat Assembler. NetWide Assembler. What is NetWide Assembler? The NetWide Assembler is an assembler and disassembler for the Intel x86 architecture. It can be used to write 16-bit, 32-bit and 64-bit programs. NASM is considered to be one of the most popular assemblers for Linux. The developers is H. Peter Anvin. The original authors are Simon Tatham, Julian Hall. And the stable release on version 2.14.02 on December 26, 2018. The optimum performance training model for NetWide Assembler. The OPT model is a fitness training system developed by NASM. It is based on scientific evidence and principles that progresses an individual through 5 training phases: stabilization endurance, strength endurance, hypertrophy, maximal strength and power. The example of NASM coding.
Developed by Borland, 1989, 31 years ago. The last version of TASM is 5.4, file date 1996 and pages up to 2010. Runs on and produce code for 16 or 32-bit times 86-DOS or Microsoft Windows. Can be used with Borland's high-level language compilers such as Turbo Pascal, Turbo Basic, Turbo C and Turbo C++. Turbo Assembler package is bundled with the Turbo Linker and interoperable with the Turbo Debugger for program execution. TASM can assemble Microsoft Microassembler MASM source using its MASM mode and has an ideal mode with a few enhancements.
Turbo Assembler is a computer assembler which is a software for the program development which runs on the 16 or 32-bit Microsoft Windows. It is just an assembler which can be used to write 16-bit code. It will run the programs based on same versions. For example, if it is a 16-bit program, then it will run on the same 16-bit version of Windows or DOS.
MASM. Do you know what is MASM? MASM is the Microsoft Macro Assembler.
The Microsoft Macro Assembler is an x86 assembler that uses the Intel syntax for MS-DOS and Microsoft Windows. Beginning with MASM 8.0, there are 2 versions of the assembler, one for 16-bit and 32-bit assembly sources, and another for 64-bit sources only.
MASM was written in Pascal by Mark McDonald. He is a Microsoft employee number 1, after Bill and Paul. Microsoft had been doing all their development on DEC computers, and the macro capability put in MASM was modeled after DEC assemblers. Because MASM was such a large macro assembler, it is referred as McDonald's Big Mac.
What are the assemblers that compatible with MASM?
Some other assemblers can assemble most code written for MASM, with the exception of more complex macros. Among them are Turbo Assembler TASM, JWASM Macro Assembler, Belays Macro Assembler and WASM Macro Assembler.
Let's see an example for MASM code. This is the example for MASM code.
FASM or FAT assembler is a 32-bit, open-source, cross-platform assembler targeting the IA32 and x86-64 architectures. FASM is made by one person, Thomas Grister, in 1999. At that time he is an undergraduate student of mathematics from Poland, and it was released publicly in March 2000. System requirement for FAT assembler. All versions require the x86 architecture 32-bit processor. DOS version requires an OS compatible with MS-DOS 2.0 and either true real mode environment or DPMI. Windows version requires a Win32 console compatible with 3.1 version. What do we need in order to try FASM?
First is to download from the FASM board the package that corresponds to your system. So, if you have the full FASM package, you can run FASM.x and immediately start developing an assembler application. If you plan to develop an application targeting Win32, you also need to include files. FASM example of writing 16-bit COM program.